Hey guys, welcome back to this recap for Friday and end of the week. This is a great time to not trade, to be honest. So I know there's a lot going on this last week. It's been kind of sideways, not a lot going on. Now, it's kind of a good thing if we're looking for some strength here. We do have some key levels that we've been talking about. We still need to get through those levels if we're really going to show some strength. But the way the price action's kind of been, it's still waiting for those moving averages from the higher time frames to come on down. So we're still gonna have to watch that. Now you have to be patient. We'll have to kind of see how this weekly candle closes. And if we start holding some key levels here and start to grow just a little bit, even if it hasn't truly breaking through that 71,000, basically, there's still some pretty nice potential here up to that area, and then a nice potential for it to break through. So, I mean, there's still some pressure from the bigger time frames as well. That it's still gonna have to build through that trauma. Maybe it'll get held back. We might see, 2 or 3 more weeks of this. If as long as we're holding this key levels, we did come back down and test those lower areas, and it did kind of hold and push back up. So that 65,000 has been kind of the calling card for a little while, and then it did hold. So. Let's go ahead and dig into the 15-minute chart here and take a look at some of the price action today and what opportunity. And then I also want to kind of show you the site here as well and take a look at this because you can see that we do have 3 tokens on our radar right now, and we have 2 of them are calling bullish, and then you have the good old BTC that's sitting bearish right now. So if we look at the charts here. So we're on the 15-minute chart, BTC, and we're kind of looking at the day. And let's open it up, and also let's just get rid of those indicators and just put our stuff that we normally look at on the screen. Now, if you're looking for these lines or how to get these lines are built on the chart from our system is actually from Carbroto.com, so that's how you easily can get them. We used to show how to actually analyze this past data to get the lines on here. Confusion from a lot of people. So we've just made it simple. Now you just click a button and copy it, put it in the indicator, and there you go. Here's the lines. Now these lines do have meaning here. So today, BTC is still bearish. So the bias is still bearish. The wind, or the current, if you will, in the industry right now on BTC is down or short. That's kind of what we're looking for. So if we're looking for a short, we're looking for anything basically over that 0.5 up to around 1.5% in the difference between the daily support line and your breakout line. And the reason why we're saying that this could have some free fall here is because this line is above the daily trigger. Obviously, you have to break through this line down here for even this trade to take place. If it doesn't, then you're really not going to do anything. Now, you might say, "Hey, well, I want to trade." Yeah, that's fine. You could look at doing that. Now, if you're looking at going up, it's the same rules apply. The distance between the trigger and the daily resistance. Now, this one doesn't really have free run, right? Because you have the daily resistance, then you have the breakout trigger here, which is this green line that I measured off of. We're looking for the 0.5 to 1.5, so that definitely falls in that criteria. It's 1.4. So this could be a possible trade. Well, then you start asking, well, where's it going to go? You can mark out the 2 triggers. There's your distance there, and then just doesn't really matter where you put it, but you just mark the chart, and then there's the top. So as of right now, there's a pretty good target right here for this breakout to. You always have your daily resistance or your daily support is a strong area, kind of a wall if you look at it that way, the bigger wall. So price action needs to break out. Well, you're probably saying like, man, why isn't it breaking out then? That's the potential. Like that's if you're using Carbroto.com and looking at the radar screen like we were looking at right here. The reason why when you go over here, it's giving you a short. All the levels, the entry, the stop, the targets are all for a short. That's because the wind is at your back on this case. So if we go back to the chart here, the wind, the bearish is saying it's on your back. The wind is going to push it down. So that's going to give you the higher probability. Now, we have to wait for the trade to set up and actually break out. So all the rules and everything are meant to give you a high probability trade. Now, obviously, you just don't go in, or you need to wait for that to happen. So that's what we are waiting for here, for this to play out. Now, if I go back and look at the chart, you can see, well, it broke out to the upside, never broke to the downside. Yeah, that's trading. So obviously, when you're starting to get into a possible rotation, this is a positive thing that maybe you couldn't trade today because you didn't get the breakdown. Now, if you wanted to be more aggressive and take this up trade, you could take a look at it and want to get into it. So then you might be asking, well, what am I waiting for this to happen? Like, what do I need to see? Well, you got to see at least if the candle close above price action. So you got the candle to close right here on price action at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you could look at getting into the trade then. So let's go ahead and jump into the 5-minute. Here we are in the 5-minute. You can see the price action playing out. This is all the setup. Like I said before, all this information you already had on the charts. You're already waiting for this to happen on the other way. This is you trying to get in a little bit more aggressive, though. So this was the candle that we marked at 10. So there was the close above this area. And then you had the 3 candles that were trading. Now, the one thing is you'd want to stay away from getting into this trade is right here. See how this moving average right here, this is the 8 exponential moving average. So we're away from price action. We want to see it get back into price action like we saw right here. So this is where it is rough, because on days like this, it's Friday, which is already a lower percentage. It usually runs about 53% of success rate on a Friday because you have low volume, there's low energy. So you kind of want to be looking at these moves here in the morning. So yeah, if you jumped into this, I wouldn't blame you. Definitely looking at for going in that area. It all depends on how you want to trade. You could trade a tight right up against this. You could have also traded down right in below the high, or you could have already moved it all the way down in here and said, I'm going to be extra cautious because of the way today is. Well, look at the reward. It's not very high. And yeah, it's just each their own. You can see how price action didn't really behave, but it is nice that it is actually holding through the whole day after a key area, which is the daily trigger. It pretty much got back above it and traded. And you can see here, with most of your energy, you had burned out by 11 o'clock on this next run up. So if you did get in this, depending on where you put your stop, I mean, if you put it down here, technically the rule said you could have went off the last 15-minute low, which would put it right here. Obviously, that waked up and came in and stopped you out. Understandable. So that is the rough part about trading, but you're also, remember, you're trading against the bias for the BTC, which is bearish. So that's why you're seeing this kind of this whipsaw event going on through here. So definitely, if you were looking at trading this, you would want to move your stop out. Typically, when you're going to be trading up against the bias, it's not a bad idea to move your stop out. So, I mean, if you did have your stop out, obviously you could have been saved. If you had a stop, you would have got stopped out actually on this trade. Or if you happen to were analyzing and got out early. Like I said, this is more advanced, so you have to have rules. I'm just giving you a couple different scenarios that you could have taken in that. The next time you were looking for was this 15-minute candle. If you wanted to get back in again and try it again, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if the setup happens. You're waiting for this candle to close, which it did. So that's the 10:45. The next candle opened at 11 o'clock. So if I go back into price action, here is this candle. It closed right here. Here's the next candle. This is price action already coming down against it, and it's already failed the last candle. That would have been the red flag. You'd want to see it come back in here and test. So really, you'd want to see it hold before you got in. Obviously, it didn't get that, so that you would have stayed away from that trade, came back, we'll go back out to the 15-minute and look at price action again. You got this nice candle that reversed right on the 15-minute 200. That's a very strong push. That would have been a very good area to look at an entry again. So in this case, now you're looking at this candle, which is 11:45 to 12. So let's go back into the 5-minute here. Here is your 11:45, so 12 o'clock is right here. So this is when you can start looking at getting in. So now here's your exponential moving average. It's coming up. Right here, it's crossing through. So you definitely would want to be waiting again and being patient for more confirmation. So if you entered somewhere off of these candles, again, you're looking at putting your stop back down in this area again. You're looking for a target at least up into this area. And if you were in that trade, you can see you just had grindage, which makes sense. You're in the afternoon now on a Friday. Not a lot is going to happen. You probably could see this come down. It could go back up. It's just, you're into the weekend. You're on a Friday afternoon. Everybody's kind of gone home for the holiday or the weekend. And even though BTC is trading 24/7, you still traders that interact and exchanges, everything that's involved is typically live when all the sessions are live. So that is what you're looking at now. Yeah, quiet kind of day, really overall, and just showing you like why be careful trading against the trend. You do want to be looking at taking quick profits as it starts to break or show strength, and you want to see carry through. If it doesn't get the carry through, you want to get off, because you got to remember you're swimming against the current. So every time it wants to push up, it has to push through that current. I don't know if you ever swam up against current, but it wears you out and you end up just wanting to float for a while and rest. Well, it's kind of what's happening here, right? It's pushing through and then float. It's trying to push again and floats tired. Now it could start to break up and start to grind here, which would be a very positive thing. Now we could look at the Solana and ETH chart. I want to put a ton of energy into this, but I do want to kind of point it out here. We do have, let me get back over to this area in the chart. You do have ETH being bullish and Solana being bullish. They're magnet trades, which just kind of means that they're going to go to the daily resistance in this case, since we're going to go bullish. You can see now these are all for up potential trades. So you can copy the levels and stuff and put them on your charts if you wanted. Here is the ETH trade. It's set up right here. Again, I'm not going to spend too much on this, but this is the 15-minute candle that it got put down below the stop risk, and then you got in the trade. You can see this came up and hit the first target. That's a great area to take it out at, and you'd want to pull it off anyways on the daily, right here on the daily resistance. So that was really the target, but you saw this target a little bit below that. Yeah, take it right there. Boom, it whipped right up in there. Perfect, right? So that was a great exit area. Solana, if you put that trade on, Solana, you always want to use the 30-minute high and low when you're putting these on. So you would have put this way back here. Again, this is your rough entry point in the trade. If you were watching it and getting in, waiting for the 20 exponential moving average. On this case, you would have got in. This one, same thing. It went right up to the ceiling. See, it tagged it, right? But the stop was way up here. The first target, was way up here. So I actually went ahead and rode this trade out till it did come up and peg the first target right here. And then you can see that we've been struggling the rest of the day. It's tried it and struggled. And now it's starting to kind of crash and burn a little bit. But now, these trades played in the favor of where the wind was blowing it, or the current was going in the direction when you jumped in the water. You actually were just flowing with the current. That's why it naturally wanted to push up and had a hard time getting pulled down. Really, a lot of times when you trade anything outside of BTC, if BTC wants to kind of go a direction, it does pull back on the other charts. And you can see when BTC dropped, it pulled on the chart here. When BTC decided to move just a little bit up, this thing really breathed because you're with the current, right? It ran. So that is about it, guys. Enjoy your weekend. We will wrap things up here for you. Be careful on the weekends. I always will say this. Weekends always have weird energy. Unless you have a good reason to be getting in those charts, definitely stay away from them on the weekend. The weekend usually has low energy, low volume, and you really don't see things play out. It's kind of like today, right? It just kind of grinds it out. So we will be back for the weekend recap when looking at that weekly candle close and really check to see where things are at and where our key lines are. Right now, we're really looking for that 71,000 and that 65,000. That is a big range, but that's also kind of where we're at. There's a little bit of grindage down here in the bottom around 66.5, right in that range. it's kind of one of those other lines. It's just not as strong. So we are watching those kind of key levels. Let's come and take us kind of thing. Which one are you going to pick? And then we can see it run on up. There's a lot of high time frames that are still starting to reset, so we'll just keep watching. But all right, guys, we'll see you in the next recap, and have a great weekend. Talk to you later.